Welcome to base camp. This is going to be the build part of this. What this will be is a wood-fired air heater that will go in my neighbor Farmer Frank's place there at base camp. We have a greenhouse together, and we're going to use this to heat the greenhouse, and then we're going to siphon off the hot air around the two drums, and it will be used in the heating of his manufactured house. What we're going to do, as you see here, we have a 30-gallon drum inside a 55. And what we'll do is we will come up through the bottom of the drum with the air conditioning duct somewhere in the middle, with cold air coming from the trailer, and then up the top somewhere we'll have a vent going out to then put hot air in the trailer. That square box right there is where a barrel stove door kit will go. And at present, we're going to leave that 2-inch bung down there at the bottom below the door. We're going to leave this in place, this right here. I've seen a lot of them on YouTube where they take this out and put a 2-inch piece of pipe with a cap on it and make a really controllable air vent versus the one that's in those stove door kits. So I'll take everything apart right here and show you how we're going to start building this thing. And we're going to set up to cut the lid on the 55-gallon drum in order to hold and retain the 35-gallon drum in it. Okay, I'm going to roughly show you how to mark this thing out. The 55-gallon drum's below it. We have the lid. These are removable. This is a removable top 55-gallon drum, which will be a whole lot easier to work with. And basically we'll take a Sharpie and draw a line around the drum to mark your circle. And in order to save time, what I've done, I already marked the drum. And being this is the outside ring, and that ring's about 1/4 of an inch difference, we've come inside, made a second ring 1/4 of an inch smaller. We then went in 1.5 inches and put a third ring in here, and that is our cutout line. And this right here comes out, and this is what you're left with. We have then made 3/4 inch slices all the way around, and what that is for is what we'll do then is take a pair of pliers and bend these tabs, and I'll get to that right now. Now that I have my pliers, what all these little tabs are for is we're going to take this thing to that inner line. This should be the second line is the diameter of the actual metal drum itself, not the ring. And we're going to bend these down all the way around this entire drum. And I won't bore you with this thing, so we'll stop and come back when this thing is done. The other thing we're going to have to do, and I'll show you, is we'll have to cut this ring all the way over, and I'll show you why we have to make this thing in a piece to get it around the drum. Let me get these things bent and I'll come back to you. Okay, so what I've done is I've cut and bent all the tabs. As you can see, we've got all the tabs bent, and I made a slice right down through the ring, because this is the only way you'll get this thing over top this drum, just by placing it down there, feeding it around. And that is how it will be sitting in the drum right there. And I'll show you now how we're going to go ahead and do the rest of it. Okay, we now have this thing. We have set this drum right here on 2 blocks of wood. That is just so that it's sitting on the 35-gallon drum.